Hi.
Hi, good evening. Welcome,
Good
everyone. Yep. Okay, let's start. Okay, welcome everyone to our International Prop Chat episode 12. So today we are talking about Perth. As you can see that we have shown you how beautiful Perth is. Okay, my name is Mandy, Head of International Sales. My partner?
I'm Sue, international sales team, and behind me is a picture I took uh, from South Perth, the city of Perth.
Wow, it's nice. All right. So, thanks for those who just log in. As usual, our program will actually run every Tuesdays and Friday. Yes, last week Friday we actually missed it because we have a private event. Okay, so every week if you want to come to listen to our international project, you can join us Tuesdays and Friday, and it's 9:30. So for those who have missed our program, you can always go back to our international sales page to listen, or you can actually go to our YouTube, IQI International Sales, to watch our program. All right, so are you very excited? So today we are talking about Perth, one of the beautiful cities in Australia. So I understand that you've been to Perth last year, right? What is
Yeah.
your experience which you want to share with us?
Well, I just can share with you. Actually, I don't just go last year. I go every year, three to
Wow.
times a year. So
So that is your favorite city in
I love
Australia.
Perth. I love Perth. I studied there, and
Mm.
I have many friends and relatives there as well.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So, well, my most recent trip to Perth, it was actually last year, end November, early December. So the
Okay.
weather was fabulous.
All right.
Yeah.
So is
So
it summer, right?
that's I think that's beginning not yet lah. I think September, October, November, end of spring, yeah. End of
Mm.
spring
So
and
it's
then
not
the
too hot,
beginning of
right?
summer. No, no, but it's a little bit chilly at night actually.
Mhm,
It will be
mhm.
cool at night. Yeah, it's very,
Mm.
very nice. The weather is very nice. Yeah.
Okay, so would you want to tell us your experience, your traveling during your last visits?
Okay, last visit actually I have been so many times, but last visit was the first time I actually visited Elizabeth Key.
Oh, okay.
Though I have been so many times, I didn't visit Elizabeth Key, and last visit was the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, as usual, going to Perth is a lot of eating nice food, and this trip was also the same. So we had a nice dinner by South Perth area, uh,
Wow, okay.
seafood restaurant called Mr. And then
Mm-hmm.
from there, behind the restaurant, there is it's a Main Street Jetty.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually, this was the first time actually I took a ferry across Swan River and to Elizabeth Key.
Mm-hmm.
The ferry is quite reasonable, about maybe only about two Aussie dollar, or 250 around there.
Mm-hmm.
So but it's quite exciting.
All right. So it's like how long is the journey from South Perth to Elizabeth Key?
It's hardly, maybe about 10-15 minutes at most.
All right.
It's maybe even less than that. So it's not long. It's just cross the river, but it's a thrill.
But it's beautiful because you can see the entire Swan River and with all the cities view. That's
Yes,
very beautiful, right?
both sides it's beautiful. From South Perth to look into the city, you see this is the view that we have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, from the city look back to South Perth is also beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nice.
So I'm sure you took a lot of photos, right?
I took quite a few photos. Yeah. So of course, visiting the Elizabeth Key for the first time. So there is this the bell tower is there, but unfortunately, because I went there quite late, maybe after dinner, about 9
Mm-hmm,
something. So I didn't visit the bell tower. So just walk around and then walk to the suspension bridge. That's about maybe 20 meters long,
mm-hmm.
and then yeah, it's beautiful.
But at night it's actually very nice because all the lightings and everything. So yeah, I believe that I mean I love Elizabeth Key as well. So this is actually one of my favorite spot when I go to Perth. And
Mm.
especially during at night or morning, it's actually pretty nice.
Yes, yes, yes. You have the cool breeze coming in, and
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, and then we have some some coffee, but at the this island brew house.
Mm.
It's just at the it's very close to the suspension bridge.
Yep,
So just walk around there, enjoy the breeze, enjoy the place, and then you have like, because it's close to summer, so you have close to Christmas, so you have that Christmas lighting up.
decorations, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's very beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
And Elizabeth Key is probably like a little Darling Harbour in Sydney. Okay, and
Yeah,
it's also one of the main hotspot
yeah.
for tourists. Okay, so you shall not miss this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, where else have you been beside this Elizabeth Keys?
Okay. Well, many places. It's my usual place that I like to go is of course, the food. I like this dim sum place that serve the most authentic, the most beautiful durian mochi.
Oh, really? Is it in the Chinatown?
No, no. Well, they have a branch in Chinatown, but they
Mm-hmm.
also have a branch in Belmont Forum.
Mm-hmm.
So every trip, no, without fail, I will end up there at least once.
Oh, really? I thought people like to eat the so-called the ha gao in Perth because it's
Oh
actually
yes, that too. I mean, dim sum is it's of very good standard. But this durian mochi is the best I've tried actually. Like,
really.
mixed with the pastry, right? It's so thin, like skin thin, and then inside there's like cream and then durian, good quality, and then wow, it's just lovely.
Oh, luckily I have my dinner. Otherwise, I'll be hungry right now.
Salivating as I speak of it. Well, other places that I like to go is Kings Park. Kings Park is another spot that I would definitely go,
Mm-hmm.
just to walk and then to enjoy and the view and all this. Yeah. So Kings Park is quite near to. I'm sure you're aware of that
Yes.
blue boat house, right? The
Mm-mm.
little blue. Yeah, I think you guys, when you all visit the branch, you all also you all have been there, so right.
Yeah, imagine we have the queue to take photo, because it become a hot spot for tourists to take
Instagram,
photograph,
yeah,
Yeah, Instagram,
yeah.
So therefore, it's like, that last trip was like a group of us. It's like about
Mm,
10 of us. It's like,
mm,
imagine we got to queue one by one to take photograph. And
yeah.
behind, everyone is waiting for us as well.
Yeah, I felt so I felt so dumb, like, when I went there, because usually when I go, my friends will be all working, so daytime will be pretty free. So I mean, you take good photos during the daytime, right? So you go there, and then I drove there, and then I had to park quite far away, walk about 5, 6, 7 minutes to go to that place, and then I had to queue one by one, and I was without any companion, right? I was by myself, and then I have to
Selfie.
take a selfie. It's like so dumb. But well, all in all, it's beautiful. And Little Boat House is it's very close to Kings Park. Yeah, it's about one
Mm,
minute drive away from Kings Park, so it's beautiful.
yep,
Mm.
that is great. So I'm sure that a lot of us will love Perth, and it's only like 5 hours flights
Yes.
from Malaysia to Perth, and there's no time difference. So weather is good, okay, and I love the food there as well. So like Sue says that we can always visit Perth like within a year, so if you like. All right, and I always go to Perth quite frequent as well. Okay,
Yeah.
so besides traveling experience, anything about Perth that you want to highlight why you love Perth that much?
Well, Perth, it's of course, like you say, it's very close to home, right? 5 hours away,
Mm-hmm,
and there are three flights there.
mm-hmm,
So you have like three flights, like Malindo, Mars, and also Air Asia flights there. So you are not lack of any choice. Like you can really check out the price. Sometimes they have promotion. It's really quite cheap. And then yeah, so Perth is a very nice place, and the weather is very mild. Yeah, weather is very mild. It's so close to home, and also it has the same time zone as Malaysia. So like unlike Australia or unlike the Melbourne or Sydney or other parts, so you have like differences of 2 hours, right? Perth is the
mm.
same time zone, so that
Oh,
is one thing that do you know that, like, I was told every third baby that's born in Perth is an Asian. So, so the
really?
population, the population of Asian is quite big there.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't check out the statistic, but this is somebody told me.
Oh, really? Okay, so
I can
maybe.
verify that.
Okay, so today, beside traveling, where we would like to share, as some of you guys have been to Perth before, and you know how beautiful this city is. So today we're going to talk about one projects, or I would rather say we want to share projects with you at Perth. And behind my back is this is the projects that we're going to share with you today. Okay, is element at Kennington. So Sue, you want to talk about the suburb of this Kennington, since you are studying in Perth and you graduate there and you've been visiting Perth quite often, and I'm sure you know about this suburb. So would you want to enlighten us with the suburbs?
Yes, I think years ago, Kennington was, I think, kind of an industrial area, kind of many years ago when I was there. But it's already like developed so much now, and this place is actually the earmark for development.
Mhm,
So I think they have big project, and then the government is really injecting quite a lot to develop this project. So you have like Cecil Avenue. I think somewhere last year when I went, part of it was closed,
mhm,
and then now I think it's open already. So the Cecil Avenue East is one of the project that is injected by promoted by the government,
mhm,
and then that was Cecil Avenue West, and then now they are working on Cecil Avenue East. So that is going to be a 10-year project, and then they will inject about 76 million
mhm,
into developing this area. So apart from that, this place is also, the earmarked for other projects as well, like the connectivity of the road, such as the Southern Link Road. And then after that, they also develop like a lot of parks. One of the parks is called Wharf Street Basin. And then this is a park that combines technology. It's a park
mm.
of the future.
Oh, all right. Well, sounds very vibrant. So another, I would say another township by itself.
Yes, they are trying to make a city of Canning into the southern CBD actually. So
Mm,
it's if you therefore I think you will expect a lot of development going around in this area. In fact, a lot of housing ever since I left until now. I think there are so many new housing coming out from here, and
mhm,
then also new new areas that businesses and everything. So every part of this suburb has grown actually. So I think creating more jobs, and then more people are willing to come to this area and stay, and so and so forth.
yep.
Mm.
And of course, that is one of the biggest shopping mall there as well, right?
Actually,
Yeah,
uh,
women like shopping. Sorry to say that. So I will always remember
I'm not
where's the.
sorry about that. Don't need to apologize.
I mean, for guys, it's like, oh, shopping again. Well, that's the best part. It's like And I love that shopping center, Westfield Carousel, right?
Yes, it's developed into the biggest shopping center in Western Australia.
Mhm.
Years ago, I think it was kind of on par with Garden City Shopping Center, but now it's like taking over and so much more. Yeah, so the expansion keep going on, and then the most recent, my most recent visit, everything seems to have changed again. So
Really?
yeah, so it's like they have the rooftop eatery and that kind of thing. So it's very very nice actually this place. Years ago when I studied there, I used to visit every Saturday. But
Mhm.
now I think many the whole of Perth will visit every Saturday this place.
Yeah, because this mall is like just expanded and it's actually getting bigger and bigger already. There are more retails to shop, more catering, more restaurants for you to
Mm,
dine in as well. Yeah,
mm,
that's very beautiful.
mm.
Beside that, do you want to talk about maybe you can share with us on the demographic of this Kennington, because I understand that a lot of Asians is actually know these locations, okay,
Mm,
and they are very familiar. So maybe you probably just want to tell us about this
mm.
demographic.
Okay. This place is actually yes, you are right. There's a lot of Asians are here, and then actually when I actually thought that a lot of Asians are here, but surprisingly when I really check out the statistic,
Mhm,
actually they have about 13% of English,
mhm,
Chinese about 13%, and
mm,
Australian about 10%, and then the rest is like Filipinos and all this. So it's quite a good mix actually, not just Asian
mhm,
predominantly,
mhm,
but it's growing into a area that's really have this multiracial mix in
mm,
this area. And from the statistics also, this area predominantly people are renting the house. So
mm,
it's about
okay.
60% of the rental, and then about 40% of the owners stay. So
Mhm,
in this area. And family-wise, you have about 51% of family, and then single about 49%. So that is kind of balanced. But the
mm.
age for this area, it's 70% of the people living in this area are below 40 years old.
Wow, so it's pretty young populations in
Yes,
this area. Yeah, that'd be great. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
all right. So with this, right, I believe that the vacancy rate is relatively low as well, right? Because since you are talking about that statistics.
Yes, indeed. The vacancy rate is only 1.6%. So for those that are not familiar with what does it mean by 1.6%?
Mm-hmm.
So generally, vacancy rate, if it is higher than 7%, is bad for an area. That means like you have a lot of houses and nobody rent. And then the average, most places average are averaging about 5 to 6%. And then below 4% is considered a good area for renting your house. That means your house has demand. So the vacancy rate for this area is actually very very low at
Mm-hmm.
1.6%. So
Wow,
so that means like owner, if you own a house here, you can very very easily rent it out.
mm, that is very good. I mean, especially for investors, they like to hear this. Okay, for
Yes.
those that would just join us, welcome to our weekly international prop chat. Today we are at episode 12, so we're talking about Perth. Okay, for those that who like our programs, remember to share it with your friends, okay, or invite your friends to come in to join us. Or you have any questions, so you can always key in your questions or your concerns. We'll try to answer it later on after towards the end. All right, so feel free to ask any questions.
Maybe we can ask one question to the audience. Has anyone gone to Perth before? Have you visited Perth? And then maybe you can answer one if you have, or yeah. So we'll know how many of you have visited this beautiful place.
Yep. Or I would rather say who love Perth. So can you just comment one? I'm one of them. Okay, so let's go into the project details. So for this project is actually elements. Okay,
Hmm.
so you want to tell us about the details?
The project actually, it is developed by this developer, Jin Yip Group. Actually, Jin Yip Group is, from
From
Singapore.
Singapore? Yes.
Yeah, that's right. So address of this project is, of course, is at 14 Leila Street, and it is only 3 minutes walk to Carousel.
Wow.
So you are in
That's
your
the
head.
best.
The project itself is a kind of a low rise, about 9 level, and then you have a rooftop garden,
Mhm,
and then it consists of about 114 units,
mhm,
and it will, and it's it hasn't started construction yet,
mhm.
so you're looking at completion in 2 years time, in mid 2022. So
Oh, okay. So you still have 2 years to actually
plan actually.
to plan. Yeah. All
Mm,
right.
mm, mm.
So in terms of the distance wise, is it very near to cities and how far from
Okay, this location is actually very ideal. When I was a student, I used to take a bus here. So I know exactly how long. It's about 10-15 minutes.
so
Yeah.
you must be graduate from Curtin U then.
Yes. Yes, I'm one of the very early ones, early batch, the old batch. Yeah. So it's about so Element is at the Leila Street. So it's about 3 minutes walk to Carousel. So you don't have to worry that you running out of groceries, or
Mm-mm.
even if you are missing one egg, you can run there and buy. And it's about 3 minutes drive to Kennington train station.
Mhm,
It's okay at the carousel, near Carousel. There is also a bus station, so it's about 3 minutes walk to the bus station. And the
mhm,
bus actually, like every 10 minutes or so, you have a bus to run to Kertih,
mhm,
and then that will take you 10 to 15 minutes depending on the traffic. Yeah.
mhm,
So from here, Element to go to the casino is about 13 to 15 minutes drive,
mhm.
and then after that to CBD is about 15 to 20 minutes drive, and
Mhm.
then to airport is about 15 to 20 minutes drive as well. So
So,
it is kind of central.
mhm,
Yeah, it's near to everywhere. Yeah, so you're
yeah,
in a good location.
yep. So especially those parents who love to buy a properties for their children to study in Curtin, perhaps this is the ideal locations, okay, because they
Yeah.
have bus to the Curtin as well, and it's actually very convenient.
Yes.
All right. So the other thing that probably we want to highlight is the uniqueness of these projects.
Mm. Okay, so this project actually is one of the most unique feature of this project is because it is Airbnb ready. Okay,
Hmm.
so that
What
means
do you mean by Airbnb ready?
it's approved for Airbnb. Not all the houses in Australia does have a very strict rules and regulations. So
Mhm.
not all the houses or apartments are approved for this purpose. So for this apartments, it has been already approved. So that
Hmm.
means you are open up your, if you are investing this, you are able to aim for long term or short term rental. So
Mhm.
and most of us will know that short-term rental tend to bring in higher income, higher rental returns. So you can expect up to about 8% of
Wow,
the,
that's actually very high,
yes,
8%.
8% of the rental yield. Yeah. Another beauty of this project is that
Mhm.
because it's before construction, it's not yet constructed. So if you are confirming your unit now, you actually can save quite a lot of money. That about 75% of the stamp duty, there
Mm.
is stamp duty rebate. So how much it works, like maybe for a 300,000 house, maybe you are essentially able to save about maybe about 30,000 around there. Uh,
Mhm.
so yeah, so and then of course other unique things, this place is located central, like you say, next to the shopping mall.
Yep.
And very close to Curtin University, so you are not and like for students, right, sometimes they like to stay near convenience as well, so even though you have to take a bus, it is not too much of a hassle for them, because and I think in car park in Curtin is also very hard to find. So so I think if you stay away and then you have a bus that goes to the university, it makes sense. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
So I believe that if parents were to buy for the kids during the summer breaks or the holidays, they can actually lease out for short-term Airbnb as well without leave it vacant, because normally children will come back Malaysia for holidays, right?
Yes, yes, that's true. Yeah. Nowadays, I think the children, I think in the old days, right, you typically go to a university, you go, if you fly overseas and study, you don't see your child for next 3 years, yeah. But nowadays, like children come back like every semester.
Okay, so for this project, does it come with car parks of, I would say, furnished?
Actually, no. They have a package that you can sign on a furniture. So if you are thinking to own this property and thinking to rent it out as Airbnb, or you are aiming for long-term rental, then you can actually opt for a furniture package. So. And everything will be done by and you just have to choose kind of I think they have a two standard design. You just have to choose whatever design that you like, and then and go with that. And car park, the beauty of it is that this unit, actually every unit comes with one car park, so you're not worried about you don't have a car park for your, because most I think will have a car park even for the short term rental people. Most of them will rent a car. Yeah, in Perth, I think running around in Perth is not, if you're relying solely by bus or public transport, you can see very few places.
All right. So let's us share the video of this beautiful projects before we go into the later part. We talk about package, we talk about the promotions, and we talk about pricing. So for those that was interested to know about the pricing and the promotions, stay tuned. Okay. So meanwhile, please look into this video. So remember, if you have any questions, you can actually type the questions at the comment box. We will try to pick up later. So meanwhile, stay tuned and let's enjoy this video. Sorry. right. So do you all like this video? Isn't it beautiful, this project? Okay, let's talk about the promotion package and the price. Okay, how many types of bedrooms available in this project, Sue?
The units are in one bedroom, one bed plus one study, two bedroom, and three bedroom. So the one bedroom is about 49 square meter to 52 square meter. And then, two bedroom is about 67 square meter. And then three bedroom is about 90 something square meter. So four different sizes, yeah.
Okay.
So each unit comes with one car park.
Oh, that's great. Then what about the pricing? That is the most important thing.
The pricing actually is quite reasonable for Australian property. It starts from 298,000 Aussie dollar. Okay.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So the lowest the starting price is at 298,000 Australian dollar, and you and I do quite a lot of Australian property, and then we hardly hear anything starts with two anymore, right?
Yeah, especially in other city like Melbourne, Brisbane, and Sydney, probably you hardly find this kind of pricing.
Yeah, that's right. So the anything starts with 200 something is considered like a rare find. Yeah.
And the best part is like if you really convert it into ringgit, it's actually below 1 million.
Yes, definitely. So the property in Australia, and this location, for this price is quite hard to come by, and moreover, they have other incentive as well, Mandy. Yeah.
All right. So what is that?
So this is actually considered the early bird price. That means like if you purchase now, you are entitled to this cheaper price, because it is the project is not actually officially launched yet. So right now you have this early bird price until project is officially launched, and then you also have discounted lawyer fee. You have 1% rebate at settlement. And then just now I mentioned about 75% rebate on the stamp duty, right? And then also, because of this special period that we are in right now, the developer is also offering another very attractive package, as in you for the down payment you pay 10% via 4 installment in 6 months, within 6 months. So you actually can pay gradually, so you don't really have to take out one whole lump sum to make the down payment. Yeah.
Wow,
So,
it's actually very flexible because it's hardly, I heard that developer are actually allow us to pay installment plan for the 10% deposit. So normally, once you sign the contract already, you are required to straight away pay off the 10%. So this is very good.
Yeah,
Right?
not at developed markets like this. I think in other developing markets, maybe Cambodia or whatever, and you can still get something like this. But developed markets like Australia, or the cities, you hardly hear anything like that. Yeah.
But will there be a time frame for these promotions?
This is just before the construction, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it's like once it's officially launched, this in Perth, then maybe they might have changes on the promotion. So for those that was interested to look into these projects or wanted to buy one for your kids to plan to study in Curtin, so you probably can grab it. Okay, and because the project is not completed, right, and it's not under constructions yet, so basically you just pay the 10% down payment and balance 90%, which is 2 years later, then only you settle. So again, you have a better time frame, okay, a longer period for you to plan your fund. All right?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention the developer is also giving free additional aircon, and also window treatment, that is the roller blinds. Yeah. So these two in Australia, I think aircon, it might not be expensive, but installation is very expensive.
Yeah, the workmanship is actually cost you about
Yeah,
Okay, so for those that they either they can choose those Airbnb floor, okay, or they can buy the normal unit. So um, can I ask you, let's say for example, if they were to buy those that for Airbnb purposes, so do they need to furnish the whole apartment? Because I understand that buying into Australia property, normally you do not need to fully furnish the units because tenant will have their own furnitures. But in this case, because if they are doing Airbnb, so they need to come up with the furniture package, right?
yes, yes, yes. I think if your purpose, your sole purpose is to let it out for the short-term rental, meaning Airbnb, then you need to furnish the place because you can't expect a person to bring in their furniture for 3 days stay, right?
Yeah.
So I think, but that is all taken care of. If you really have this plan, you can actually just opt for the furnishing packages, and then it's really trouble free, and then you really don't have to, if you don't want to go, you don't have to go. You just, the developer already like engage designers to provide different packages for you. It's simple, it's clean line, and it's nice. Yeah,
All
so
right. So
mm,
beside that, um, the furnishing package and all these things. So who will look after the property management? So would there be someone's there to take care of it?
I think in Australia, usually you can engage property management company businesses. They take care of them, so they will charge you a fee of somewhere between 7 to 10% depending on the package. Like so they will give you like options of package 1, 2, 3. So depending on what your needs are, then you can actually engage those property management company, yeah, to take care of your unit. It is very simple. I think many Malaysians has I think invested in Australia property, and and most of them find it hassle free, and managing the property is done by a professional company. Mm.
Okay, so for those who's actually wanted to do the Airbnb one, maybe the property management care fees will be slightly higher compared to the normal one. So
Mm.
normally it's around, if I'm not mistaken, it's about from 10 to 15%. Okay,
Mm.
because it's based on the current rate.
Mm. Yes, yes. Of
All
course,
right.
if you have a high turnover of the tenant, then more work has to be done. So therefore, you expect a higher fee charge to you. Yeah. Mm.
And of course, the best part of this is that we have our local supports because we have our IQI local branch in Perth.
Mm.
So our local team will be able to give you all this after sales support. So we make your investment hassle free. Okay, you don't have to worry. All right.
Yep. Yep.
So that is one of the plus points.
Yes.
Okay, personally, Sue, tell me that what is your personal opinion with regards to this project? Would you consider buying one?
For me, um, the plus is that this location is very near to the mall, the convenience, the transport, and this location, I think, if I have a child that's going there, I may invest one. Part of it is because also you have the rental. If even if you have a child in Australia, like going to Australia, other parts, like this project is entry price is low, so you can actually like subsidize your children's tuition fee, right? With this rental income. So this is one of the reason I may look into it. But depending on also how soon the child is going to study, like there, like say if you are, going like maybe next year, this project probably won't be ready. It definitely won't be ready by next year. So so the timing is an issue also. Yeah, so it's depending also on the personal preference, as in do you, when you, because some of us, when we look at Australia property, we definitely prefer a landed property, or if you are able to afford a higher or able to go into a higher price bracket, right? So maybe a landed property is some people may think favorably for that. But if you are looking for maybe a lower entry point, and you just want something by the side, and then you want to make some a foreign currency through this property, and at the end you can sell it, right? So this is an okay investment, I think. Depending on where you're coming from, I'm sure you deal with so many investors, as well, right? So what's your opinion?
Okay, so basically it's like a lot of people would say that, or if we go to Perth, we want to choose the landed for the children. Of course, I mean, nowadays children are very pampered, okay? They probably will not do a lot of housekeepings. They will not do a lot of gardening, okay? So by buying a house and land, or a landed for the children's, end up is like you probably need to be the so-called the maid, and you need to go there very often to do the cleaning and everything. Because remember, if you were to buy a landed, imagine that your glass is long and you do not engage the gardener to come in to cut the glass, and council will come in to find you, okay? And the other thing, you don't expect your children be a gardener to cut the glass. Or if you want to appoint a gardener to cut the glass, again, it's actually very costly because they're charged by hours, okay? And they do not have maids there. Nobody will do the cleaning up, okay? So if you want a big build up, okay, so again, you probably think twice. And like I said, if you buy landed, you probably the cost of fund is actually much higher, because you need to come up with a higher deposits, and normally the house and land package will be actually completed within a year. Or you buy those already established one, you got to settle immediately. So again, depends on the cash flow. Like what you say, if you have limited budgets and limited cash flow, okay, minimum down payment, of course, apartment is much easier. Okay, if you want to talk about, okay, fine, I have this amount of cash, I don't mind to go into landed, you can do it. But the other thing that a lot of people, parents would thought that in terms of the securities, of course, apartment, you have a better securities, and whereas the landed one is...
Totally agree with you.
It also depends on the financing, if you really need financing, okay? So again, in the landed versus the apartment, so you have to actually depend on your credibilities. So it's not easy, because this is more, okay, in terms of the budgets, and this is actually less. Okay, and like I say, or like you mentioned, that if those parents who want to buy immediately now that you can move in, perhaps this might not be a good project, okay, because this one will take another 2 years. But for those that who's planning to send their children in 2-3 years time, this is probably one of the best projects that you could take off with the minimum down payment, so you can stretch another 2 more years to plan ahead with your fund. But those that who wants ready one, of course, we can propose other project which is going to be completing soon, even though in this area or in other areas as well. All depends on your criteria. That is the beautiful part of us, that we can actually match your criteria to do our recommendations.
Yes, yeah. And working with our branch over there, actually, I think investors can be rest assured that you are in good hands, because we have a representative in Perth itself, yeah. So they, any problem, actually we can help settle, and then they also are able to help them settle as well. Yeah.
Of course, if your whole family migrating there, you have at least like 5 to 6 members, then you probably want to look for landed. If you are single, I think easy maintenance apartment is still the best.
Or you have 5 cars, then you have to look for landed.
Yes. Okay, we have one question here. Is it a good time to invest? The good time is always the yesterday. Don't you agree with me, Sue?
Yes. Yeah. Maybe 5 years ago or 10 years ago. but you're not too late. And this time, actually, if you're looking for a project, now is a good time to buy, because as we do international project, we also have been sharing lots of promotion coming out from different developers, and then different markets. So it all, I think, investing in property investment, it all boils down to your what are you looking for. Yeah,
Yes.
so your personal preference,
Yep.
so investor also need to do a bit of research in the things that they like, and so that it's easier for us to help them. Yeah.
But of course, right now, everything is so transparent, especially when we talk about Australia markets. So everything you can actually search from a website. You can actually
Mm,
get all the information as well. So
mm,
you can do a little bit of your research.
mm,
And of course, whether is it right time to buy it, again, it depends on your criteria and your budgets as well. Okay. And I remember that 5 to 10 years ago, it's so easy to buy a property in Australia because they have less cost involved. There's
mm,
not much of the stamp duty that you need to pay, and they do not have FRB. Okay,
mm,
getting loan is so much easier. Even from
mm.
Australia Bank, you can actually rent up to 80%. So, but right now, as time
Yes.
goes by, it's actually getting tougher and tougher to invest. So for those that who is actually wanted to plan ahead for your children, buying a property, in fact, can be a saving plan for your children.
Mm,
Especially you talk about Australia property is rather stable and safe, okay,
yes.
and it's more towards the long term. So
Mm,
imagine that you're not too sure. A lot of people will come to me and say that I'm not too sure whether I'm sending my kids to Perth or Melbourne or Sydney or whatever. But it doesn't matter. So if you buy now, at least you actually leverage on the current situations, current currencies, and the
yes.
rules and the regulations, which is much
Mm,
easier for you to enter.
mm,
Then maybe 10 years later or 5 years later, whereby they impose more stringent rules, and
mm,
and the price is much higher,
mm,
then you will find that it's actually very difficult. So don't
mm,
hesitate, think about it, okay?
mm,
Make it like a more towards a long-term plan. Eventually, if you don't send your children to Perth, okay, whatever so-called the rental you receive in Perth, you can
mm,
actually subsidize like what Sue do other in other states as well. So this rental, you can actually cover up the rental that you pay in other cities as well.
mm,
Or by the time, okay, the property price have actually gone up, like,
mm,
then you can actually sell off the property,
mm,
take the capital appreciations and the whatever profit and the proceed, and buy another properties, which is
mm,
you think that that will be a better locations.
mm.
So this is all about planning.
Yes, yes. Indeed, actually, Australian property, what I like most about Australian property is the managing part, that is not it's has of no hassle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, like, even if you invest in a local market like in Malaysia, the biggest headache is sometimes, you have headaches with tenant, you have headaches with your house, you have headaches, you got to really, like, we have yet come out we have yet have any, like, really professional property management company that does everything for you and then charge you with a fee. But in Australia, everything is so clear that, they will do the job. They will go in and do regular inspection. They will give you a report, and then, you just know that, oh, this month is lesser because maybe my pipe leak or something like that. So something like that. So it's really, really hassle free and very, very easy to have someone to manage your property, and it's done professionally. So that's the one of the, like, really big plus for me, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually quite amazed with their systems as well. So
Mm.
they will be able to actually shortlist the candidates with all the informations, and
True.
whether they are blacklisted or whatsoever, you'll be able to know as well. And the best part is, like, they can actually do quarterly inspections, unlike in Malaysia. Even though the tenant do not pay rental, I lodge a police report, I can't even enter into my properties.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I know that the other thing is like when agents go in to do inspections, if they find that anything goes wrong, they actually can give warning to the tenants to rectify it. If not,
Hmm.
they have the right to kick them out. That's
Yes.
the beautiful
They
part.
they will they will give warning, and then they will say they'll come back in 2 weeks time or 1 month's time. It's back again. Yeah,
And,
so I think in if you are looking for a hassle-free kind of a foreign investment property, I think Australia is one of the safer country to go into. And then once you have that kind of experience, then you probably you build up your courage to invest in other smaller countries or whatever, to look at that countries with lesser costs or something like that. Yeah, so
and I still remember my units in Australia are able to rent out within 2 days. And even during the handover, I didn't fly over to do the inspections. I actually appointed the agents to do it for me. And the
yeah.
agents give me this thick of reports. With every corner takes pictures and videos and everything. So I
Yeah,
truly amazed because they have done a great job. I don't mind paying a fee for them
yeah,
to do
true.
everything than
Yeah,
to do it myself. I don't think I'll be that thorough and detailed compared to them.
yes. Definitely we can't, if you inspect your own home here, you don't see anything, right? It's this white wall. Yeah, so we are not trained to see this kind of minor things. Sometimes water stain also you might miss it or something like that, right? So yeah, it's very easy to invest in Australia. Mm.
But one thing in terms of the qualities and the workmanship in Australia, I would say that they are rather good.
Mm.
Okay, not much defect I would see, and a very rare case that I heard that there's lots of defects that need to be rectified during the
Mm.
handover.
Mm.
Okay, that is a question. Around how many percent of increase in capital per year? Okay, generally, I will take on these questions. Generally, in Australia, I would say that is like we mentioned just now, it's more towards the mid to long term investment. So we are actually looking at a 5 to 10 years plan. Okay, so good locations, good properties. Okay, I would say is that they tend to have a fold. Okay, imagine right now you buy 300,000.
Mm.
10 years later will be 600,000. But again, depends on the locations. Okay,
Mm.
I said generally. If you actually look into the data analysis, you can see that for the past 20 to 30 years ago, that is
Mm.
the track record. Okay, so it's pretty safe.
Mm.
All right, so if you were to average out with the current situations, I would say probably 5 to 7% capital uh, appreciation per year. Okay,
Mm.
so based on the 10 years period. All
Mm.
right, so if market is good, experience market is good, it's like some of the cities or some of the states, they actually encounter like 10%, depends on the locations.
Mm.
All right, so another question, is it easy to rent out in future, Sue?
Well, we already shared that this area has 1.6% vacancy rate. So it is just that vacancy rate itself can tell you that it's extremely easy, because the average location it fares about 5 to 6%. So and for those that very good ones is below 4%. So 1.6% is very very good. That means you are the property in this area is able you are able to rent it up very easily. Yeah. So
Okay, any more questions? Otherwise, we will end here. Thanks for joining us for International Broad Chat. So please stay tuned with us. Next Tuesday, we have another episode 13. So we're going to share on different projects in different markets as well. So if you like our program or if you like our page, so please give us lots of support. Invite your friends to join us or like our page and get more information. And meanwhile, if you have any feedbacks, feel free to actually comment as well. We will try to improve every now and then of our episode. All right. Or let us know that if you have any particular areas that you wish us to share, we can actually do it as well. All right. So thank you very much. My name is Mandy.
I'm Sue, and thank you very much. Good night. Stay
Good
safe.
night. Stay safe. Bye.
Bye.